5th grade is when you invited me to your birthday party, and I had a loser written on my forehead. With Sharpie.
I did not do that.
I just want to let you know, my sister just got dumped. I'm giving you all free reign.
If there's ever a point, I feel like if your high school sweethearts could break up, that we were at that point.
I don't want to say it, but you guys rolled up in the Rolls Royce.
Dude,
Yes.
we rolled up and if you think of the Hangover, it is literally the most Vegas lifestyle.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of It's Finally Nighttime Podcast, episode 6.
Layla's sleeping, so you know what that means.
It's podcast time.
It's podcast time.
And we have some guests with us.
Hello.
At the Pointers.
At the Pointers, would you guys like to say your names?
I'm Paige.
I'm Talon.
And this is my brother and his wife, so sister-in-law.
Yes.
And we are in Minneapolis right now, so obviously this is not our usual setup, but we're at their nice house that they're renovating. So if you need renovations,
Check
check them out. But yeah, what are we talking about today?
Oh, man, let's get into it. We're going to talk about, well, first of all,
Yeah.
how do you guys meet?
How'd you
Wow.
two meet?
Oh, me and Tia?
Yes.
No.
No.
Should we do them first?
Yeah,
yes,
them
Oh, it does?
first.
Oh, me and
Okay.
Talon?
Yes.
How
Or
did we
Talon and I.
Yes.
If my dad is listening.
meet? What was it? Through mutual friends, right?
Okay.
That's how it started.
So let's bring it all the way back to high school.
Yeah, you can
High
start.
school.
So
Bring
we're
it back.
high school sweethearts. So I was a sophomore. You were a senior.
Yeah.
We were, oddly enough, my best friend at the time, Caitlin, she was crushing on a guy named Talon, another guy named Talon, different Talon. And I kind of liked
Drama.
his friend named Ryan. And so we were kind of hanging out with them. And then we kind of arranged this hangout after an NDSU football game one time. And he came as a fifth wheel.
Fifth wheel.
How many wheels?
Whoa.
A
Wasn't
fifth
even
wheel.
the third, yeah.
Yeah, not even the third. No, but anyways, we ended up hanging out for several months. We would hang out every weekend as a group and go to parties and stuff on Halloween and New Year's and stuff. So anyways, New Year's is kind of when the magic all happens. If we want to call it that.
Magic
If we want to call it
fireworks.
that.
So the sparks.
So what happened was we were at a New Year's Eve party
Mm-hmm.
and the guy that I liked starts making out with another girl. And actually, no, he was dancing with another girl.
Still.
Still. And so
Just as bad.
Caitlin, my best friend, was like, go dance with Talon. Okay, sorry. Go dance with Talon Pointer.
This
I'm
Talon.
like, no, this is my Talon. And I'm like, no, I don't really want to. I was kind of mad. I was like, whatever. And he's like, no. She's like, no, just go dance with Talon. You're not going to regret it, whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever. So we do. And so the New Year's Eve, countdown starts.
We were dancing.
Yeah, you can take it from
So we
here.
were dancing for a little bit, and then New Year's Eve countdown starts coming. I'm like, all right, I gotta do something. I kind of liked her because we kind of talked beforehand, and it was one of those things where it was okay, I gotta shoot my shot. And then so 3, 2,
Oh,
1,
my God.
spun her around, and then kissed her.
Literally.
Very
Uh,
romantic.
It was good.
romantic. It was
Yeah.
good. It was good. I will give you props.
But-
I mean, it worked.
But you had a crush on her beforehand, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't have any interest with him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
we were Snapchatting, but as friends.
Yes.
For me, I totally friend zoned him.
Yeah.
I didn't even consider
Yep.
him as
Anything.
But I do remember thinking, oh, he's so easy to talk to.
Yeah.
I really like talking to him. But then I remember I never knew you really had a crush on me until
Mhm.
you and the guy that I liked kind of got into a spiff one night
Yeah.
over it.
Bro.
Then I was like, oh. And then shortly after that, I found out
Yep.
he did
how it
indeed have a
happens.
crise on me.
So that was gutsy.
It was.
That was,
That was
was your heart
ballsy.
pumping
Oh,
before
dude,
you
it
were
was-
okay,
It was
Yeah,
I'm gonna
ballsy.
go for it.
It was
Shoot
I-
my
I
shot.
remember, was it 11:59? I'm like, oh man, it's coming.
I was wondering because we were not facing each other when we were dancing. We were grinding,
Yeah.
and gross. Anyways,
So junior
that's what
high.
we were doing,
Yeah.
and we were in this garage of one of our friends' house. And the countdown starts, and I'm thinking is he gonna kiss me? Is he gonna? I'm like, no, he's not gonna kiss me because I'm we're not even facing each other.
Yeah.
How would he even pull this off?
Oh.
He literally spun me around. I was like,
Wow.
dang. I was impressed. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
It was good.
So what year was that? 20...
It was
2015?
going into 2015.
It was my senior year, so 2015.
Like the New Year's Eve of 2014 going into
Okay,
2015.
2015. Okay, so that's when. And then when did you guys start officially dating?
March 3rd of 2015.
2015. Oh, so
Yeah.
not that far afterwards.
No, we started hanging out like
Started talking like
in
November.
January. January was the first time I ever went
No,
over
like
to Gwen's
November
house.
is when we started like we started hanging out, but we started hanging out as a group in like,
October.
November.
Mm,
But
okay.
then we didn't hang out by ourselves till January, and
Yeah.
then he asked me to be his girlfriend in March.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then you guys went to prom together that
Yep.
year
Yeah, in April.
in April.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And now we're here.
High school sweethearts.
Minneapolis.
It's been 8. We had 8 years last March. This last
Yeah.
March.
Yeah.
like last
Because
month.
then you went here to Minneapolis.
Yes,
after
we
high
lived
school.
long distance
Well,
for a
he-
while
he
too.
moved here while I was in high school. Still.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so we lived long distance for a while because in the first time I went to NDSU for a year
Mhm.
and then didn't really care for it and then went and worked for your brother Adam for 6 months, kind of just like as an internship as like a business since he kind of just bought the business and I was like, all right, let's see what business is actually like.
Mhm.
Did it for about 6 months, came back and then did what was
Worked
it?
for like a year.
Ramison.
What was it? Yeah, I worked for
Oh,
a
you, like,
year,
did-
but then I finished my associate's degree at
Yeah.
M State,
I'm sorry.
and then
Worked
Yeah,
for a while.
worked for a
and
while,
Moved back.
then moved back because then Adam bought out another portion of the business, and then things just made a lot of sense back then. And then, yeah, was it 5 or 6 years when I moved here in 2017 or 2018?
And
Something
then
like
you
that.
moved. Then you moved about 20.
Yeah, I moved in 2020.
2020.
So when I was in nursing school, he moved back here right when I was starting nursing school. So
In
you moved here
August.
August of 2018.
Yep.
Lived with Adam,
Yeah.
her brother or his brother,
Yeah.
Yep.
his
My
Her
brother-in-law.
Very
um,
complicated.
yeah, quite the, yeah. Anyways, they lived together, and then I was in nursing school. So I did nursing school for a year and a half when we lived long distance, and you were like working really hard here.
Yeah, I'd work like 60, 70 hours a week,
And
just
then we would
doing
just
whatever.
get together every other weekend. We would
Every-
How was
2
long
weeks.
distance? Because we did it for like a couple months,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and it was tough for us. I feel like.
Mhm.
But how was it for you guys?
That sucked. I remember thinking
Definitely
like it was. I remember the first time we were sitting in Chipotle, and I was like, "Hey, just so you know, like this is like, I want to let you know like what this is like." Adam kind of presented this to
Because
me.
we had already done it briefly.
Yes.
Well,
so
no,
we
the
already,
first time. I'm
Oh, the
talking
very
about.
first
Yeah,
time?
the first
Okay.
time. So like the first time we were sitting there, and you're like, "Oh wow," like, and I think at that time it was probably good for our relationship, just because like.
Mhm. We were at kind of like a
Well-
weird spot.
Well, not only that, you're still in high school. I'm in college, so
Yeah.
like we're in two very different
Mhm.
places in life.
If there's like ever a point, I feel like if you're high school sweethearts to break up, that we were at
That
that,
was that
point.
point.
yeah, it would
Yeah.
have been exactly.
We
at that
started
point.
getting to a point, yeah, we were just kind of like
bickering
a lot. Yeah, probably just because we were both like
It was different
trying
lifestyles.
to figure out what we were trying to
Yeah.
do.
Again,
exactly.
one's in college, one's in high school. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not gonna mend and stuff
Yeah.
mesh like
So,
that.
anyways, we lived long distance
Yeah.
for like 5 months.
For
I
like
think.
so I
And it
moved
was-
in August and came back in like December.
Yeah.
So maybe just under like 6 months, but
Like 4 months.
4 months. But yes, we did that the first time. And the first time I remember just like the business and everything wasn't set up and stuff, like how it would have like I just didn't have like as many hours and everything, which was perfectly fine. And then
Yeah.
I went and got like another job at like a ski resort. And I was like, oh, they're gonna make me work Fridays. I was like, that takes like my travel day, because I would get done working at like 10 or 11 o'clock, then go straight to Fargo.
Yeah.
So then it would kind of be like
Every other weekend.
it'd be like
Or
2 full days is
at
kind of
least
how
one
I
full.
looked at it, because you'd just be getting done with school or something. So
Yeah.
then I'd just be like pick you up from school, and we'd have like Friday, Saturday, like all day Friday, all day Saturday, hang out,
Yeah.
and go home Sunday. But then when I was like pick that job up, I was like, why am I even doing this anymore?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even like being in here, like in the cities and stuff. I was like, that's just stupid. So I went back, and then that's when I was broke as ever. I remember that because that's when me and Kyle went to Europe, and I remember thinking, I was like, oh man, like should I not go and stuff like that. And Adam's like, no, you need to go. It's like a once in a lifetime experience. I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, sounds good. And I'm really glad he said that, because that was super
Yeah.
fun to go there, because that's
Well,
how we were able to go.
I feel like it was nice because we were both working really hard at the time. So like
Yeah.
nursing school took a lot out of me, so I was super dedicated to that at the time.
Yeah.
He was working a lot of hours, so even if we were together, I think we would have
It's a-
struggled.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was nice to have like every other weekend we really like dedicated those 3 days
those
to each
3
other.
days,
Oh,
and I
that's-
think
yeah.
that like quality time was really important.
Yeah.
And then the second
it made
time
it-
sucked. I remember that sucked a lot more, because that one we knew going into it was going to be like more than a year.
Yeah,
Like,
we knew it would be at
because
least
you were
a
going to
year.
have to finish school.
And I didn't even know at the time. I had like a mental breakdown at that point because after my freshman year, after my first semester of college, I was going to school to be a rad tech, and I was like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So do I do business? Do I do nursing? Do I do 4-year degree? Do I do short term? Do I move to the cities? Whatever. I could not figure it out. So at the time, we didn't know. Like, if I was gonna get my BSN at NDSU, I would have still been there for another 3.5 years.
Yeah.
We were like, did we do long distance for 3.5 years?
Yeah.
So
That's-
thankfully,
So
yeah,
much uncertainty.
that would have been really
Yeah,
hard.
that's tough.
So you guys only did a year.
We
this
did a
It
second
year
was
year?
like
and a half.
a year,
A little over a
just
year and
over
a
a
half.
year and a half. Because it would have been like,
August of
March.
2018 to March of 2020.
Yeah.
So I guess like a year and a half.
Did you guys like
Or 2
FaceTime every night?
Yeah, a year and a half.
not
No.
every. We'd text each other in the morning and at night every time, and we'd try to call at least like once every other day. I think
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
But
We
then I
were-
remember, towards the beginning, it was fun because then like you'd be able to come and it was kind of like a little like break for you
Yeah,
from like
it was
school
cool
and stuff.
because he lives here in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you're from Fargo, coming to Minneapolis every other weekend is
Yeah.
like,
Well, then we had Adam's
Completely
house too. That was
vacation.
nice and renovated, so it's not like we're living in like a crappy apartment
Yeah.
in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Like we're like downtown Minneapolis. The
Yeah.
view's right there. We could go walk
We
to some
explored-
fun
Things to do.
restaurants
we
and
explored
stuff.
so much.
I mean, there's so much to do around here.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
We went to so many different fun restaurants and like drove around the city. Like we would bike around
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just hang out. It's so fun.
Oh, but I remember Sunday like 3:00 would roll around. I'd
Oh,
be
the
like,
hardest.
oh my gosh,
Say
that would
goodbye.
suck.
The goodbyes. It would just suck. And then it's like,
Like
you know
2
me, little bit of
weeks.
anxiety. I'm like, okay, he's driving 3.5 hours. Look, in the winter, you know, a lot of the time. So North Dakota, you know the city or the highway from Fargo to Minnesota or Minneapolis.
Yeah,
horrible if it's blizzard.
it's
Yeah.
straight,
Yeah.
but it's so,
So
flat,
flat.
and windy,
Which
that
makes
just,
it
like-
worse because then it has a lot of snow drifts on the
Exactly.
highway.
Yeah, like no
Can be very
visibility.
dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, great. Like, not only do I not want you to be leaving, but now you're driving in possibly dangerous weather.
Well, vice versa.
It's just like free.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just sucked every time.
And I remember
Yeah.
like towards the end too, it would do like, it would suck because for me, like knowing that like the person's like leaving, but they're still like right around the corner or something like
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
I'd leave you like over here and then like run over to that window.
Yeah,
like,
I
like,
know.
I'm
Isn't
like,
that
can she see me go way
crazy?
by and
I
stuff like
know.
that?
I did that too.
Yeah.
But no, it was crazy because I remember during COVID, and that's when you moved out here because it was like, oh, 2 weeks to slow the spread. We don't have school for 2 weeks. Like, oh, you might as well just hang out here for an
literally
extra
had like
week.
finals week left of nursing school.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, and they let us do finals from home.
Yeah.
And that's when I started coming here.
Well, you're like, well, you might as well just hang out for an extra week
Yeah.
because we don't have school
We
this
had
week.
no idea
like
how
we're
long.
like until like this is like in 2 weeks, and I'll just come back home. Like there's no, what am I gonna do at home? Sit at
Yeah.
home? Or
Yeah.
You're like, and then like 2 weeks came and it just kept obviously. As everyone knows, it just kept going.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, just like it wasn't 2 weeks, and then just kept happening, and then before you know it, you graduated, got all your stuff, and then
Passed
it
my
was just
boards.
like, all right, well, I guess you're living in the cities now.
Yeah, there was no definite.
There
point
wasn't
where I
like,
was
hey,
okay,
we're
you're
moving all your
officially
stuff
moving.
over.
Yeah.
It was like I feel bad for my parents kind of for that because like they never had that like, okay, my daughter's officially moving out
Yeah.
of my house. It
Did
was
you
just
slowly start moving stuff
Mhm.
over?
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
which like for me, that's probably was the best case scenario just
Yeah.
because of how I am as a person. I probably would have had like a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
But so slowly having that gradually like be an adjustment for me was
Yeah.
perfect. But yeah, it definitely was. My dad was like, "Oh, you're like moving out now?" Like all of a sudden it was like
All
all
your
my
stuff is
suitcases
done.
are at the front door.
It's
I'm like, yeah, like I just yeah.
We're like,
That's just
I'm
kind of how. I
sorry.
mean, that's just how it happened.
Yeah,
because
and
that's
you-
just.
yeah, they were obviously
I
supportive.
don't
but
remember. I thought you
Crazy.
have been living here so much longer than since 2020.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
It
say
don't-
feels
too.
like
I feel like
that.
you've been
I
living
mean,
here since like 2018 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I lived in my apartment with Maddie during nursing school.
Yeah.
And that's when I had this house all by myself. I remember that was crazy.
Yeah.
You only lived here by yourself
for like a couple months.
3 months.
Yeah.
4 months.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
Because you guys bought this house in
October 2019.
Yeah.
2019.
What a clutch move, I can tell you that.
Yeah,
Perfect
that's the
time.
right time.
Right before
The
everything went down.
COVID.
Best time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I got super lucky with that. But then, so we bought that, and then
Right
I remember
after
for the first like couple weeks, I was just like, because we lived long distance, so it was like, okay, I bought the house. I'm going to Fargo this week, and like I didn't even get to like stay in the house for the
Yeah.
first like weekend.
Yeah.
I did on Sunday, and I was like, okay, time to do some renovations. It's like, well, I got to work tomorrow morning. Like
Yeah.
shoot, but no, it was a super fun experience. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade it for the world.
And they have a lot of their home projects right now that are going up on their page. So definitely check it out. They have their entire kitchen that they just did. I think like a couple of years ago, you guys did
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
that was
we
one of
did
the
that
first
during
projects
COVID.
we
During
did.
COVID,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's so cool. Like the before and afters, like it does not even look like the house at all. So it's and then they did the upstairs. That I think did you guys post that or yet or
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
Did we?
No, the whole
I think
master
we did like a
bedroom.
short. Or
No, we
something.
did
The railing.
we did the master, didn't we?
No,
But not the
Not a
bathroom.
YouTube video of it.
No, not a YouTube video.
Yeah.
We did an Instagram post.
Yeah.
It's coming soon.
It's coming
though.
soon, but yeah,
Yeah.
definitely check it
Yeah.
out. Yeah, that's
Yeah, we gotta do
crazy.
that,
I
so.
remember the first time because so Paige and I have known each other since what first grade.
Oh man,
Yeah.
We have known each other
First
since first grade.
this is where it gets
Yeah, so this is the juicy
complicated.
part.
So break out your
Think
notebook.
it
You're
was.
gonna need to take some notes.
Yes, take some notes. So Paige and I have known each other since first grade, and we didn't really like each other. But that didn't really happen until like fifth grade.
I don't
And
really remember, like, yeah, we
I
didn't
don't-
really have a relationship
So
before that.
yeah, we didn't really have a relationship before that, but fifth grade is when you invited me to your birthday party. And I went to bed early. I mean, it was not early. It was like 4 a.m. I was so tired. Everybody else was.
Time
That was
Everybody,
early.
yes, everyone was still up,
That's
and this is
wild.
fifth grade. And I woke up. I had a dentist appointment the next day, and I had "loser" written on my forehead with Sharpie.
I did not do that. All right?
Yeah, I don't know
Let
who
me
did that.
just-
Somebody did that. To
I
me.
actually don't. I'm telling you the dead.
You don't know.
I truly.
We need an
I don't
investigation to
remember.
go down.
But I
You need to
believe
text those
you.
people and
I
find
I
out.
believe you, and you said, especially because you like knew about
Megan.
Megan.
Getting
Yeah,
sick. Yeah.
getting sick. Yeah.
Because I remembered that, and I saw that when I went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I called my mom. I was like, "I'm going home now."
That's so crazy.
Take
Yeah.
me home.
Yeah. So then
So
that was what it started of me not like
That
us
must
like.
be where it started.
Yeah, I think
I don't
so.
even know where it started.
Yeah, I think that's where it was.
That would
There we
make
go.
sense.
Figured
And
it out.
then
That makes sense because we were friends. Like you
Yeah.
came over to like birthday parties. And
Yeah.
stuff. There's pictures of it. I
but the
don't know.
fifth grade one has got "loser" written on my forehead.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but
Yeah, something.
Did
Anyways.
you have a dental appointment the next morning?
Yeah, that's
And
it.
you went?
I went to the dentist appointment and I had because it was Sharpie and I couldn't get
oh
it off.
my gosh, that's so horrible.
Yeah, and I wonder what.
Like
yeah.
in fifth grade, dude. That's a
Yeah.
horrible age for that to happen.
That
But-
dental hygienist must have
It-
felt
I mean,
so bad.
now-
She's
I-
like, before I'm getting bullied.
I'm so sorry.
See, now it doesn't
Oh,
it doesn't
that's
like traumatize
embarrassing.
me because it's obviously like we're like
Yeah,
best
we're
friends
good.
now, so it works.
I
but-
mean, she doesn't go to the dentist anymore,
No.
but yeah, no.
Never been able to go back.
Just
Yeah.
kidding.
But yeah, and then we like saw each other at school, but we never talked to each other.
Yeah.
But then the first time I saw you again was at the house, my mom's house, and all it was is Talon going upstairs, and then you and Caitlin going right upstairs. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, I
I
would
was
have
like,
been so mad if I was
I was
you.
like, what are they doing here? I'm like, they're in my class, and
Mhm.
because Talon's 2 classes above me,
Yeah.
and so. 2
Girls
classes
from
below
your
her.
grade.
Yeah, I'm like, what are they doing? I'm like, why are they not hanging
This
with
is
me?
my
Am I not cool
territory.
anymore? And I think that happened a couple more times, and then that's when I found out that you guys were dating.
Yeah. So I remember one of your friends called me out in town. Literally remembers this too.
Grace.
I can picture it in my head.
Grace.
Yeah, Grace.
Oh, Richard.
Yeah, I remember we were it was like we were going upstairs and like, Paige, what are you doing here?
'Cause we used to be like buddy.
And
We
I'm
used to be
just
buddy
like-
buddy when we were younger, but she must not have liked me
Yeah.
because like you must have been mad at me or
I
whatever.
must have.
So I'm sure she chose like your side, and she was like, "What are you?" I was like, "Hey, Grace," and she was like, "What are you doing here?"
I
She
was
was the
like,
best.
wow.
yeah, I was
She
like,
was best.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah, I loved her. She was so.
Oh
funny.
my
But I was
gosh.
like, all right.
Yeah, and
Rightfully
we
so. Honestly.
we kind of like were like that throughout high school too. Like
Yeah.
we were cordial, but like there was
Yeah.
like something there that was still
It
like.
was still like, hey, you're dating my brother.
Yeah.
Some beef.
And I think it changed like completely changed once like our dad passed away.
Oh, you think so?
I think so. I think senior,
Yeah, I think so, too.
Senior year, it was like we got a lot closer. Like
Yeah.
we're very very chill.
Yeah.
But then after like our dad passed away, I think like it completely changed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we got so
That's
close.
true.
And same thing with like you and I. Like that's when you
Yeah.
and I got really close. We would fight all the time.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
All the time.
Constantly.
But yeah, that's when
Things shifted.
things shifted, and now we're all besties.
Like literally besties. We were just talking
Yeah.
about that. We were like, you guys are like the only people I like to hang out with.
Yeah.
like, it's not very often that you get lucky like that.
No, especially for like sister-in-laws and brother-in-laws,
Yeah.
it's tough.
A lot of
To,
people don't like their in-laws.
yeah, but so now that's how we knew each other. So this is where it's gonna get a little bit confusing.
Mhm.
We've known each other before they even knew each other.
Yeah.
Then they got together.
Yeah.
These two, actually you three,
Yeah, we all.
Yeah.
you three knew each other before you and I knew each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
You want to explain that story?
Sure. Yeah, so
Yeah,
we
your turn.
all worked Memory Fireworks. Shout out Memory Fireworks and the Knudsen
Light
family.
up the sky.
Yeah.
That memory.
They will
file.
light up the sky. So we were all working at the Frontier store for my brother because he was a manager there. And so this was
And
back
your
in
brother, who is the boss of
Town
Who?
now.
Yep.
Me and
Yeah.
Adam worked together. Yep.
Previously mentioned.
yes.
Exactly. So this was back in what 2014 would have been.
Yeah.
Because you started working
I
for
worked
him.
there probably a couple years before you
Yeah,
did.
it was
I think.
before that even for
Yeah.
you.
So me and Ron, because I worked there, I think pretty much throughout all of high school.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, because I remember going in there, and then I think it was my second year that we were there. And then that's when you joined Frontier Memory Fireworks.
boy.
And apparently was a bad influence.
See, I don't know. I thought that was the best year yet. I
Yeah.
mean, everyone
Yeah.
says like we were goofing off, but I mean, I thought we had the most. I mean, we got
You brought the
pictures from
energy.
We did though, because I
You brought
remember
the
like
vibe.
literally July 4th, we went out. We had an hour and a half or so to go do whatever we needed to do. We went and got some 4th of July American flag pants and like
Shorts.
took some
Chubbies.
pictures
Chubbies,
like.
town of
The
chubbies.
best marketing material they could use. So,
Literally.
and we did that free of cost. I mean, we're just doing what we
Least we
could
could
back
do.
then.
Yeah.
But,
Should get paid for it
Yeah.
now. I mean,
and then after that year, Adam kicked Ben down to the South store because me and Ben weren't allowed to work together
Yeah.
anymore.
disrespect.
And I wasn't working yet. I don't. you
No.
were- Did you work
I
there?
worked there 2 years before you.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
you worked there. You didn't work there when Ben
2015
worked
was
there.
my first
Okay.
Yeah.
year.
I don't think I was till like 2017 to be honest.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it was 2017, maybe 2016. But so yeah, you three like all worked together those like the years. You
Yeah.
two were
Yep.
first, and then you three together. But then I never started until 2017, and then when I did though, we were at separate stores.
Yep.
You and I worked together. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
we
we
were all
the
3D.
same store.
Yeah.
And
You
then
and
you
I
were
cashiers
you
at
got
the
kicked to
same-
the other store.
Yep.
I think
You just
you're in
got
that,
kicked
yeah.
around
Yeah.
because
I
you're
did.
Adam's
He
brother.
came around a
That's
little
right.
bit. Though.
Adam would be like, "Yeah, he can go wherever. It doesn't matter."
Yeah.
Be like, all right, looks like I'm in
Exactly.
Oh, weren't you up
Castleton.
north that year?
Perfect. So I
And then
was
Castleton.
Frontier, then I was Deep South for like 2 or 3 years, and I was Castleton for 2 years.
Oh, no, you were Castleton
Yeah.
that year.
And then I came back to Frontier then for my last year. That was back in 2020.
But
Yeah.
With all of us.
The crazy
Yeah.
thing on Memory Fireworks, there's a picture of you and I together.
Oh,
I
really?
don't believe
I'm
it.
pretty
I don't
sure
think
it's
so.
me. So there's a picture of me begging, and you must be like picking up fireworks or something. But you're in the picture. I have to pull it up and try finding it. But I'm pretty sure that's you and I.
From what year? 2014 or 20?
No, 2017.
2017.
Were you helping out the Frontier store?
Yeah, I was. I was begging, or I was checking out people.
You just think I was randomly at the Frontier store?
It's in the picture.
Okay, we'll have to.
We'll look it up.
We'll have to find that.
Anyways.
Find that. A cool story though about us working together back in 2014 was that. So it was on. What is it? July 5th that they gave us a break, or July 4th?
Yeah, I think so. July 5th July 4th, we were like, all right, this is what we're going to. July 4th, they gave us a break, I think, early on in the day. And
Yeah.
then, because I lived in Frontier, so that was like the whole perfect thing for me is I could go live there, so it was like a block away. I could go ride my bike over to work and stuff. That's why it was like perfect. And then we went, and we had a pool at our house. And then that's where
Yeah.
July
Oh,
4th.
yes.
July 4th, they gave us, I think Adam gave us like an hour or two off or something like that. We're like, all right, let's go to the pool and go relax and stuff. And that was awesome. And that's actually where you were able to meet my dad and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
And
Which is crazy.
we must have met or something, or I don't even know if we
you
actually.
might have not even been at the house. I don't know.
I was at the house.
Were you?
Later
Yes.
that night you were because.
Yeah, I remember you and Ron Laney, because Ron Laney was there, right?
Yeah,
That
he
was later
was.
that night.
And you
yeah.
guys were downstairs playing that damn Minecraft game, and it kept like
Yeah.
going off with the music, the piano music that plays in it, and I was
Yeah.
like, "What are these people doing? Like, get out of my house!" Like, I was so angry.
But
Yeah, I remember I was like, "Town's friends are over again."
I remember
yeah.
because what we were doing is we were like, because that was, so yeah, July 4th, we went to the pool and hung out, and then we went back later that day, had like a fireworks shoot or something in the neighborhood, and then we were like, and then Adam gave us, me, Ron, and Ben the keys. We're like, well, because we were supposed to open up the store the next day. We're like, well, we might as well just sleep in the store.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what we're,
Stupid.
there's no entertainment there.
No.
We're like,
Were you
there's
sleeping
no
at
beds.
fireworks?
There's,
Yeah.
So uncomfortable.
There's nothing.
Such a high school
Just
thing
such
to
a
do.
dumb
Like,
thing.
yeah,
We're
we're
like,
sick. We slept in the
Let's
store
go sleep in
tonight.
the store. We
And
went.
that store is so hot.
Oh, it
it's
was just so hot,
There's
so
Is there air
dusty.
conditioning? I don't think
No.
There is, but it's not very
No.
It's
good.
like a warehouse
It's
in
in
the
the
middle
back.
It's
somewhere.
so
Not
hot.
work.
So we got up onto like the top pallet rack and kind of like made our beds and we're looking at each other. We're like, I don't. This isn't really comfortable. Like, should we go to my house? I'll ask my dad real quick. I don't
What
think
are we
he'll
doing?
matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, do you mind if we all like sleep over? We're gonna stay at the Frontier store, but it's just not that comfortable. And then he's like, yeah, I don't care. And then that's where we went downstairs. And you had to have been home at the time.
Yeah, I was home. I know I was.
Like, there's no way if you saw Ron and remembered that.
Yeah.
Like, because we went straight pretty much to the basement, I think, to the
we
theater
did
room.
theater room. That's where we slept.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that is so weird that our paths crossed.
I mean,
Probably
you guys were
numerous
literally,
times.
passing
I was a little bit too
crossing
young.
paths.
Yeah.
A little bit too
Just
little
a
for
little
you.
bit,
Yeah, a little weird.
Yeah, but then so explain how we met then because of them.
How we met?
Yeah, because of them.
Okay, so it was for your 21st birthday page that Adam. So did he? What was the whole thing? There was like, oh, it's Paige's 21st birthday.
Yeah.
Perfect excuse to go to Vegas.
that's
Adam has been
exactly what it
telling me
was.
since I was 15 or 16 years old that he would take me to Vegas for my 21st birthday, and he actually delivered on it. So
Yeah.
I'll give him props for that.
That was fun. That was a good
So
time.
it was
Yeah.
to celebrate Tia's birthday too, because
Yeah.
she turned
Yep.
21 in
Yeah.
October.
the same
Mainly
year.
her though.
Yeah. So, anyways, we were kind of like celebrating both of our 21st birthday, and so at the time, Adam was kind of more well known at the places there. So we kind of got this like more extreme. I don't
It
know.
was
That's a nice
bougie.
way to
Trying
put
to
it,
say it
yeah.
nicely.
It was
Yes.
bougie. It was a
Yes.
good
Yeah.
time.
We
Yeah,
were
it
treated
was.
very nicely.
Yes.
So we got this beautiful room.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna let them kind of continue on. This is like their like meeting
Well,
story.
I
But that's
remember-
why we were there. It's
Yeah.
for our birthdays.
Yeah.
So it's for you guys' birthdays.
Well, let them.
No, you
No,
can
No,
say
but
it.
I want to hear
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
this
Oh.
is a huge thing
Yeah.
when
Oh,
you're
you want
talking
to
Yeah.
hear
about
our
it
Yeah.
side of it?
because essentially, like, you guys are like what brought us together.
Yeah.
Because
In a
all I
weird
was
way.
told was that we're going to Vegas, and I'm like, I don't want to go. And that's when I was with my ex at the time.
Your ex was supposed to come.
I was
with
gonna say, are we
Vegas.
allowed to talk about your
Yeah.
like
Oh,
briefly
yeah.
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about your ex?
And so we were supposed to, and I didn't want to go at all. And then he was invited. So this plane ticket was paid for, and
Yeah.
mine was paid for my mom. And so we were supposed to both go together. So it was supposed to be you two,
Mhm.
Adam, your mom, my mom, and then he brought you along with because he wanted you to be just
like the fifth wheel or whatever.
Yeah.
Fifth
Yeah.
wheel,
Another
like,
person for
we're
his
talented.
Adam wanted
Yeah, his
someone.
extra
Adam wanted
person.
someone to
His
hang
date.
out with.
You're Adam's
He
date,
goes,
let's
all
be
right, I need
honest.
someone to
Yeah.
hang out with.
Yeah.
Everyone else does a couple.
Exactly. So that's where I was at. I mean, they just said like we're going to Vegas, and that was it. I was like, okay, like that was it. But
Yeah. Well, and I remember that night or that week before, whatever. You're like, I don't know if I'm gonna go to Vegas. And me and Paige were in the car. We're like, no, you're coming to Vegas.
That was like right when her
I-
and her ex
Yeah.
broke up.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I was
just-
like, I'm not going.
Like you're
But
coming.
let
Like
me
shut up.
let me preface something really quick. Her ex, how long were you guys together?
3 years.
Talon and I could not stand him. Okay,
No one could.
Take
No
notes.
offense.
Yeah.
Yes.
but no, I don't care if you take offense. Anyways, Tia knows that now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's a well-known thing.
I knew it during it though too.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
it's
we
just
were in
for
different.
him to
We were in a
see.
different place.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we're glad she got out of that situation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so we were very happy that this guy is now out of the situation.
Yes.
But Tia was kind of going through a tough spot.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah. So then we were going all to Vegas. So then
We're trying
So
to-
then he got kicked out. Ben got invited into the group. Because
now
that's
these
just
two single.
that's just how it worked.
These two single, newly
Yeah.
single.
Yep.
And I remember,
People.
going to Vegas. Were you already at the hotel or you met us there?
I met you guys
You
there.
Yeah,
guys
you
were
met us
all
there
there.
because we
The
went there.
girls
first.
came separate.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it, but you guys rolled up in the Rolls Royce.
Dude,
Yeah.
we rolled
Yes.
up and like
Oh,
we rolled
man.
up and if you think of the hangover, like it is literally
The
like the most
hangover.
Vegas lifestyle. Like it was.
I'm
it
flying
was
in from
great.
Bismarck. I'm the only guy that's coming
Yeah.
from Bismarck. It's like,
On
oh,
a
you just
Le-
get an Uber.
You're probably on a Legion or something like
Yeah.
that, like coming in
Uber.
on Bismarck.
Sick.
We got
I'll
a
pay
pretty
for
nice
my
car.
Uber.
And I remember
That's
like
full
when
of
we
Rolls
college
Royce,
kid.
when we
yeah.
flew in, Adam just didn't care. He's like, we're flying first class, and I'm just like getting the rolls, and I'm like. I remember we're trying to like set everything up for you guys. Like, all right, we need to get like a special car for you guys
Yeah,
to get
we
picked
have
up at the
one.
place.
Oh yeah, we had a nice like
But then-
Escalade.
Yeah.
When we checked into the what was the Wynn or
No,
the
the
Cosmo,
Cosmo.
the
Yeah.
Cosmo. When we checked into the Cosmo, it was us three, and they were going to all the rooms to go get it out. And I remember walking in the hallway, and I'd be like, "Hey Ben, I just want to let you know my sister like just got dumped. I'm not saying you can't like go for her. I'm giving you all free reign. Like I'm all about it. You're a
Yeah.
good guy.
If
Like
you-
this is
The only endorsement in the history
Yeah.
from a brother.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like,
Especially before they even met each other.
yep. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yes.
now is your chance. I was like, this is. I'd be like, it'd be awesome.
And
'Cause I
had
was
you
like,
not said that, Ben probably wouldn't have. Ben's a very
Because I think
Yeah.
you also
man.
talked about with Adam. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think my brother
I told
also
him.
said
I
that.
told him
Yes.
before too. I was
Oh, you
like,
did?
because you had just gotten out of a relationship,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah, that's
just
right.
prior as well too. And I was
2
like,
weeks.
it was just one of those things where you can just tell that two people are like good for each other
Yeah.
and meant to be together, and it was like perfect that you
really
guys were
was
like
perfect.
Yeah.
we're all coming together like and stuff like that, and it was a great weekend because I
Yeah.
remember
It was so much fun.
yeah, that's one thing I just vividly remember that I think you DM'd me after like, hey man, like I really appreciate like your blessing and stuff like that. And
Yes.
I'm all for it. Like you
Yeah.
do you. Like I was excited because I was
Yes.
like,
This is
thinking
so
about
fun
I was like,
now.
I get to hang out with because that's the thing is
Yeah.
like we brought back together and stuff. I mean, that's like me and Ben worked and just hung out really well
Yeah.
together and stuff, and it was just fun to bring that back together and then also
Yeah.
have that with you because I mean that's something that you deserved as well too.
And then
Like,
it grows,
really trusted
it
them.
grows our relationship
Yeah.
though, like both, like all of us together. Because now it's
Exactly.
like we never hung out with
Yeah.
my prior exes because like
We didn't,
they were
relate,
annoying.
really.
And so like now it's like we're actually all friends. So
Yeah.
And we're
that's-
family. I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, we
Wait,
are
no,
family.
yeah, no,
We're all family now.
Family
Yeah.
and
That's
friends.
crazy.
It is.
But yeah, so
nuts.
that's
Awesome.
kind of how we met from you guys.
Yeah.
You literally
Mhm.
got us together. And I remember you were saying we were in the Escalade. And on the way there, you're like, what do you think of Ben? and I'm like, I don't know what he looks like. I haven't met him yet. And I think you pulled up his Instagram
Yeah.
or
Probably
something.
it's
And I was
Only
like,
indoors.
No, you know
Yeah.
what pictures it was?
There we
I
go.
bet the Banff pictures.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Might
I
have been
got you,
shirtless.
Ben. I got
Might
you,
have been
Ben.
it was the
shirtless.
Banff one, and then it was
Yeah.
the New Year's one that you just had with Sam and Raquel.
Raquel.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Oh.
okay. I'm like, he's okay.
Like,
Like,
wow.
whatever. I'm like, I'm not.
Wow.
Not
He's
interested.
okay.
But then I said I wasn't interested in dating for a year. And
Yeah,
you were
that's
the
true.
same
I was
way.
like-
Right, rightfully so.
Yeah.
And then that's when we got to the hotel and I saw you. I was like, oh, this is a tall man.
This is a tall man.
Yes.
One check.
Yeah. And then we went all out to In-N-Out, and then
Yeah.
Oh, it was
Kinda-
fun.
We
It was
watched
so
Click.
fun.
Yeah, we
we
watched
all just
Click.
like jived.
That was
Yeah, that
good.
very first night.
And
I
that's
remember
when
that so well.
we were watching Click, and I remember I was sitting like on the waist of the couch, and I was stalking you on Instagram. 'Cause I was like, okay.
You were?
Yeah. So I was like, how is this guy? I'm like, letting me look at his Instagram post. I was like, he still has some pictures of
You
his
guys wanna
ex.
know
And I was
something
like,
funny?
okay.
So in this hotel room, this
It
is like
was
basically nicer than any
ridiculous.
apartment. It's nicer than my house. Okay.
It was like a
It
penthouse.
was-
Yeah.
It was awesome.
There's a bar, and we're all sitting around this like bar area talking, like trying to figure out what to do. I think we'd already been out drinking at this
Yeah.
point. Like somehow Ben was gone.
This must have been the second night.
This is
though.
Vegas.
Oh.
I think
I
this is
mean,
the
It's
second night.
Vegas, so no
Yes.
judgment.
no
But
joke.
Ben was gone, so
We were all gone.
yeah, we were all feeling some type of way. And it was funny because
That's
we were
pretty
just
good.
watching Ben because like we all kind of knew that they kind of like maybe liked each other. Yeah, it must have been the second day
I think it was
because
the second
Yeah.
night. Because
No.
the first.
Was it after
was-
the picture?
It's the first actual day. 'Cause
Yeah.
The first night we went to In-N-Out
yes.
and we went to.
But
Yeah.
the first day, yeah.
When was the picture?
it was
That
like,
was the
Picture-
first night.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Is
the
that the
first.
first night?
No, the second night.
This is the
Sorry.
second.
So not the
Yeah.
In-N-Out
Yeah,
night.
so
Second
that's
night.
what makes sense.
Yeah.
The
So
second
what
night,
was it,
the
the first
start
or
of the
second
second night
Okay.
was that picture, and then we're
Yes.
back from the room after that, right?
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Regardless, I don't even know. These two already kind of knew. Ben knew enough that he kind of had a crush on Tia, and it was apparent to all of us except for Ben apparently. And he's feeling some type of way, and he's leaning up on this bar. And he's like slowly like like sliding in
Yes.
like, hey
This is the
to Tia.
best.
It was.
And he knocks
so-
the popcorn on the floor and he's just like drunk.
My-
Doesn't even notice the popcorn's dropped.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there like.
He's like, hey,
Mind you, Paige's mom's in the room.
My
Tia's
mom's
in the room. Your brother.
Oh, so funny in front
And
of
then,
everybody.
and then I was
I'm
like, then I'm like, does anybody want to go out with me? I'll
Yeah,
go.
I
Yep.
want to. That's when the
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah,
that's
'cause
when it happened.
You guys went to bed, and
Mhm.
then everybody else went to bed, and you're like, I'll go with you. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
Alright.
And then my mom was like, you're gonna watch my daughter, and then I think that's when you did that, and then my mom's like, Tia, you're gonna have to watch Ben.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
that
Let's
was
be honest.
hilarious. Yeah, a little bit too much proper 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask what that was that you were
But
drinking.
yeah,
proper
well, it's
12.
because we did the
Honor.
classic. You go to CVS and you buy a bottle,
Yeah,
and that's
we
what you
did.
drink because it's cheaper that way.
Way
Unless you're
cheaper.
gambling.
But
it's free.
that was great.
Yeah.
So we went to Paris that night. Good night. But then the
Second
second night, then you guys go to Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went to Paris by themselves.
Had
that
to pay a
first night.
cover charge.
So like the club up
Yes,
there.
the cover charge. But we're
Yeah.
up there. So we paid the cover charge. We were probably up there for like 10, 15
Not
minutes.
even.
Not
And then we
No.
immediately were down at the slot machine.
You walked up and went down. I literally,
Yeah.
you guys, these.
I was like,
So, okay, so let me just restart. So they went to Paris the first night, this club up there. So then they're like, we had so much fun. We're gonna bring you guys back. So we're like, okay, we want to go like dancing in this club
With
with
you
you guys.
guys.
Like
Yeah.
with you guys. Like we're gonna go clubbing
Yeah.
together at this Paris.
the first time
Club.
clubbing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my first. Yeah, both of our first time
Yeah.
clubbing. And
yeah.
so we pay like something ridiculous, like $40.
Yeah, probably like, no, $40 total.
Maybe it was like $40 total.
You must have went like 2 hours before it closed, though. I think that's the reason.
And then
Yeah.
we got let up to the top. So we all pay this.
Yeah.
Get up to the top, grab maybe a drink. Ben and T are like, I think we're going to go find a bathroom. I was like, okay, sounds good. Like 5 minutes goes by,
Not
10
like
minutes
that.
goes by, 15 minutes goes by, 20 minutes goes by.
They ditch us?
30 minutes goes by. We're like, okay, so they're
And I
not coming
think you
back.
guys were texting us. I'm like, oh, we're just downstairs by the slots.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, well, we're still gonna have fun because like
Yeah.
we were still having fun.
And plus paying your money worth.
Yeah, we
so-
already paid like
Oh, yeah.
too much money, and then we were paying like so much money for the stupid
The
drinks, up
were
there.
ridiculous.
Like sugar water.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watered down.
Did you guys have a good time up there?
Yeah, it was kind of fun. I mean, it was like
Kinda.
It was
stupid,
pretty good.
but it was
It
like
was alright.
it was like a
good
bunch of
experience.
drunk people.
I mean, we wanted to hang out with you guys,
Yeah.
but
It's a
We'll
good
have to
experience.
go back again with us actually staying up there.
If
this
you go to
time.
those
Yeah.
types of things, definitely pregame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No-
Yeah, don't.
yeah.
I feel like we
which
pre-gamed
is like
though pretty hard,
probably
too,
like
beforehand.
pretty like common sense, but just so you
No.
at least
so
the
you
first night we did. I did.
Hey,
Yeah.
shh.
Sam.
And Tia bought us drinks at the Cosmo that were
Oh
like
my gosh.
$80
Yeah.
for 4 drinks.
For 4 drinks, it was like 80.
She's like,
some
I
guy.
got it. And we're like,
You guys are all looking at me. I'm like,
are you
"Ah,
sure?
no
Because she didn't know how
worries."
much it was gonna be.
And I think this is when I was working pretty well, so it wasn't that big a deal. But
Yeah.
I was just
But still, yeah, just
$80 for
so
4
expensive.
drinks.
Yeah.
So that
But
was
That was a very, very
Yeah.
fun trip.
So,
But yes,
And then-
that's how you two met.
yeah.
Yep.
That's how we met, and we went back all again a second time. Was it August of
Yeah.
that year?
Was that when we went
August
to
of
the Win?
2020.
Yeah.
That's when
Yeah.
we
That's when we went to
August
the
of
Win.
That's when we went to the
The
Win.
Win was
The
fun.
Win is the Cosmos amazing.
That was Vegas
the
during
Win
COVID. That
is
was
like
yeah.
the
fun.
bougie.
Yeah.
That was an experience I don't
Best.
think anyone
Yeah.
will ever get again. Vegas
Yeah.
during COVID because it was
COVID
like
Vegas.
the strip was empty. It was like
Yeah.
the-
It was
it was fun.
amazing.
It
It
was
was
really
eerie,
fun.
but it was really cool
Yeah.
because it's like you
It's,
didn't
like,
have people
relaxing.
bumping into you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like I remember going to the pool and it wasn't like crazy busy and stuff like that. And it was
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah,
I
we had
mean,
like our
Yes.
own pool basically. The
Yeah.
one,
Oh,
like
it was
2 days.
Yeah, that was cool.
Awesome.
That was. Fun.
I felt like we were like in Mexico, like on
Yeah,
a resort. It
that
was,
was
and it was
fun.
so nice.
Oh, we both had views of the. You guys had, I think, a view of the strip.
Like golf on the
Yeah.
golf
No, we
course.
had the view of the golf,
The golf
course.
course.
You guys
'cause you guys
golf?
saw us.
Yeah.
Oh,
trip,
so
right?
we
Golf
had the
to
view
the
of the
Win.
golf course. Then
Oh.
Yeah,
too.
we had the view of the golf course. You had the view of the strip.
Oh, yeah, the strip. Yeah, the
Yeah,
golf course.
because
Yeah.
the Paris was
That's
outside
right.
your window.
Yeah, that's right.
And
The
that's when
balloon thing.
when we went golfing on the
Wynn
Wynn's
golf
golf
course.
course.
And
That
then we
was
went shopping.
unreal.
Yeah, we went shopping.
And then we watched you guys from their room.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Golfing.
cool. We saw them.
I was like, I'm pretty sure that's them. And started zooming in the video.
Yeah.
That was
oh,
fun.
I should find
Yeah.
those videos.
And that's where you got your tattoo as well.
Oh yeah.
The first
You got- yeah,
Oh, the first
the
time.
first
Oh, the
time.
first time is
Because
Yeah.
I went with.
That's
Yeah.
First
right.
time I got the
You were with.
tattoo, and
Yep.
I remember you're like, "Yeah, I'll just go with them, like to watch get a tattoo." And you have a picture of me actually with me getting my tattoo.
Yeah. I do.
It's kind of weird, but you know.
It's a little bit creepy,
Dude,
but
these chicks getting her
Yeah.
tattoo.
Just like taking
now that we're married,
Yeah.
it's fine.
But I remember I was talking to you, and you're like, at first you thought it was like you're like, "Oh, she's one of these chicks that's getting a tattoo."
Yeah, I dated a chick that only got tattooed. Like,
Yeah.
she's got tattoos for no reason.
Yeah.
She had
That bothered
cliche
me. Like,
ones,
you gotta have
yeah.
a reason
Yeah,
to get a
and
tattoo.
so whatever you want to do. I mean, it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah.
Let me
No
practice.
offense,
different.
but
But that's what you thought right away. Like you're like, oh, you're just getting a tattoo because you're in Vegas, and then once you found like the meaning behind it, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
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 Well, it's
Was
just
I like
not-
that?
Yeah.
He went back to his room and said,
You're like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
Vegas twice. We go back to Vegas.
We for sure
We
do.
should go.
That would
back.
be fun.
But we're going on our road trip though in
Yep.
July.
in July.
End of
Stay tuned
June,
for
beginning
An
of
11-day
July.
road
July.
trip
That'll
Yeah.
be fun. I'm excited.
with a baby.
with a baby.
With a baby.
With a baby, but
We'll
a
see.
good
With
baby.
Layla.
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 She'll
Still
be-
sleeping.
She'll be good. Yeah.
She'll be
We love
great.
her.
She's great.
Yeah.
We're
She gets
training
to
her.
come.
We got
We're
the
training
camper.
her.
Okay.
She's the best baby.
So, being married now, for how long have you guys been married for?
Like it'll be 2 years in September, so like whatever that
A
is.
year,
Year and a half.
maybe.
Probably pretty much exactly.
But
You're
you
gonna
guys,
pay
but
for
you
us?
guys have
Yeah.
been together for how many years?
Over 8 years.
8.
8 years.
8 years. So, if you
Almost
guys
a
could
decade.
give advice to couples out there, like if you guys could give 2 pieces of advice on dating or marriage,
Yeah.
what would it be?
Ooh.
Well, mine sounds so cliche,
Yeah, I know.
but
what
mine's
you're
just like
That was a light.
Uh-oh.
Now we only got one
Yeah.
light going. That's
No.
good.
mine sounds so cliche, but it's basically just like don't go to bed angry, and like
Yes.
you have to, like, if there's an issue, like if you get, let's say you get in a spat or something like that, and it's not resolved with, like, you got to resolve it within like a few hours or so, like so long as it's not like some crazy thing, but it's just something to where like you cannot go to bed that night like having any animosity or anything, because then it's just the next morning is just gonna be different. Like it's just not.
Sorry, we have two ginormous dogs that are very loud.
Yeah.
No,
They agree.
I would say this is very difficult, and I would say it like kind of depends like on the person. But one thing that I would say, like with my relationship with Talon, that I find, I think necessary that I didn't realize at the time, like when I was younger, when I first started dating him, was like he has never made me feel like he might break up with me because of something, or if we got in too big of a fight, like it might be done, or he might leave me because I'm too whatever. Like that was never a thing. It was always like, let's talk about it. Let's talk through this. Let's like figure out why you feel a certain way. Not like, it was never like, oh, this is ridiculous, I'm leaving, like we're done. Like that was never.
I wonder if that's how we were raised though too. But I don't know. It's weird. 'Cause I'm literally the same way.
Well, it must be, because I can't
loyalty?
I need to know why something is done a certain way for me to understand it, so I can go on knowing that I'm not gonna like. If I screwed up, I want to know I'm not gonna screw up again. So I want to talk through it. Like what pissed you off? What why? Like I just want to reanalyze it so we don't have to have that same issue happen again. Like that's how I think, and
that's also a real form of maturity, though.
Yeah,
like that's being mature in a relationship of not just saying, "All right, screw you, we're done." Yeah, like
that's much more like how I was.
Yeah.
But that's also like I think how younger people, like if you're
Well, it's just
I don't want to generalize, but just
Yeah.
saying like when you're younger and you haven't dated as
to-
much, you're kind of
Well, it's
you're
instant
more
pleasure
leaning
type
towards
stuff.
that.
Like you're
Yeah,
just like, I want to
exactly.
feel good now. They don't make me feel good. All right, I'm done.
Or you don't always
Yeah.
know how to like maturely handle your emotions. At the time.
Exactly.
Even still, it's like holy. Like sometimes it's really tough to manage your own emotions.
Oh yeah.
So imagine like at like an adolescent age, like
Mhm.
whole another story.
I mean, we still get in arguments and stuff, but I mean, we always
Yeah.
still like make sure we at the end of the day we're
Yeah.
cool and stuff. Like there's been times where it's been 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning to where like we're figuring it out. That's just that's
Yeah.
marriage. I mean, that's
I think if you're like committed to it, if both of you feel like you're very like feel safe that you can like openly communicate and you both feel like you're equally dedicated, and like one of you isn't constantly trying to give more than the other,
Yeah.
then I feel like you can kind of get through anything.
Yeah.
I also think it is probably that, and then also space. Like, so I think that's also what helped us. Like, while our relationship was growing while we were younger, like me living in the cities and you living in Fargo, and us dedicating that time, led each other to like go off in their own professions and stuff, and like, hey, you're gonna go hard in like school and stuff for 60 70 hours a week. I'm gonna go hard and work for 60 70 hours a week. We still really love each other, but we also know we need to do these things to help grow ourselves.
Like let your other person.
You gotta be like you gotta be selfish in that time and just be like, hey, we really need this time to grow right now because these are the years that matter and stuff.
Because
So
you guys literally have watched each other grow into, I mean, from a boy to a man to a girl to a woman. Like you literally watched each other both
It's
grow
so
into
crazy.
that.
we both saw each other graduate and
High
stuff.
school,
College. Yeah, it's
your
wild.
dad passing away,
Yeah.
grandparents passing away, long distance,
Twice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We've done a lot of crazy.
And that's the thing that blows my mind is like I always look back. I'm like, okay, 5 years ago where I was, and I'm like, holy
So
crap.
different.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where I'm at now, I'm like, could not have told you where I was gonna be. Like, yeah, I have aspirations and stuff. Like everyone has aspirations, but to actually achieve those aspirations and get there, it's like, wow. And then be like, okay, 5 years from now, where am I gonna be? I'm like, holy crap! Like I did this much in 5 years. Like
What
I
can you
was
do,
broke and all that
You can
stuff,
grow
and now
so
I have
much.
like my own house and
Yeah.
like feel somewhat stable and stuff. And I'm like, now 5 years from now, I'm like, holy crap! And then 10 years, I'm like, wow. Like
Where do you see you guys self in 5 years?
5 years.
I mean, I have like a pretty perfect picture in my head.
We
I
see
don't know about you.
ourselves in
Well,
the
I was
mountains.
say you guys are though moving.
Yeah.
We are planning on moving. We have not like officially well, we've told like our families.
Yes.
Obviously, like they know.
Yeah.
Maybe
Like,
this
we
will be
told
the
all of
first
our
official
family.
announcement.
No, it's not.
We-
Sorry, we can cut this out if you
No,
I
want.
no,
haven't
no.
quit my job.
Yeah.
No, but like everyone knows that we plan on moving. We
Yeah.
plan on moving. We live in Minnesota, in
Yeah.
Minneapolis,
Mhm.
and we're planning on moving to Idaho
Yep.
sometime
So that's obviously a plan of the 5-year thing.
That's
Yeah,
in the
part of
5
the 5
years
years. So
plan for sure.
yeah, so we're looking to move to
The mountains.
Idaho, kind of like closer to like Jackson Hole area and stuff like that, because we
So
just
pretty.
That's a
love the
mountain.
mountain. I'm
Yes.
sure anyone that has been to Jackson Hole
The
and
Teton
stuff,
Valley area. You know how pretty it
it's
is.
just
Yeah.
breathtaking. And I've been there like 6 or 7 times. You've been there like 2 or 3. And it's
Three.
just every time we go there, it's just like, why are we leaving? And
Yeah,
I mean, it's
we
just
love
every single time we have that conversation with ourselves. We're like,
So
if we love it so much, why are we leaving? Like, this
Yeah.
is like, who cares if it's like a touristy place? Like, people can be successful in touristy destinations and
Exactly.
stuff.
For
And it's
sure.
just like one of those things where like, okay, well, we'll go live on the other side of the pass because that's where it's affordable for us to do it and stuff. But yeah, we want to be able to have, 5 to 10 acres to just build a house, build a kind of like a shop house to start with, so we can kind of build our business out there, and then build another house on that property and stuff, so then we can have family and you guys and anyone
Yeah.
come stay, because we want to have a nice guest house for everyone to come to, and then if we want to do Airbnbs and stuff. But yeah, no, that's kind of our 5-year plan, is do that, and then hopefully kind of be construction and design out in that area. But
Mhm.
that'll
Very
be
cool.
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So that's what you guys can kind of look forward to seeing on our stuff here. Is we'll be wrapping up our house here, and then we're gonna be moving out
starting to
west,
build out west.
Moving out
We're
west.
literally-
leaving
we're
everything
literally-
we have here.
We're taking a pretty big leap. Like
It is a freaking
we haven't
risk.
said this. I'm an RN. He works for his brother actually, in a
Very successful
confusing,
business,
very
solid
success-
job,
very
yeah.
awesome job. Makes good money, and I have an amazing job. I love my job.
Yeah.
We're giving up that. We're giving up our home that we love, that we have renovated and put our
Mhm.
blood, sweat, and tears into.
Yeah, living close to family.
Yeah, we're moving 18 hours away from my parents.
How
Yeah.
far would you be from us then? Like 12?
So you guys
Yeah, I
are
think like 12
Bismarck.
or 14.
Yeah, I think it's like 14, 12, 13, 14. Just kind of depends.
Yeah.
A day's drive.
So we're
Yeah.
driving. We're living like a fair amount.
The same amount. You just wake up a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
That's right.
just a little bit.
And then we're
Get
like,
there a
we're
little
not
bit
gonna
later.
have official jobs out there. Like Talon said, we're hoping to start our own business and have like a contracting and design business.
Mhm.
And then we're gonna build our own house, and hopefully live like a lot slower of a lifestyle.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Kind of have like I don't want to say like a homestead,
That kind of a
But kind
homestead.
of a
Yeah.
I
homestead.
mean, a homestead in a way, because we want to be able to.
like a low key.
Not necessarily all the goats and chickens and stuff. I'm sure that'll come in 5 to 10 years. I mean, like
Well,
I
that's
said,
just-
At
check
least
back in 5
chickens.
years.
like I
Right,
said,
right.
5 years
When we
ago,
move
5
down
years
there.
from now.
Yes.
We were talking about that this morning.
Yeah.
We'll probably have We'll
Yes.
probably be a farmers
Getting
by then.
chickens.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Talon's like
But-
having our own fresh eggs. That's literally
Yeah.
what
That
you
sounds
said this
good.
morning.
I mean,
Now you're like, we're not having chickens.
we'll
we're having
probably
chickens.
have
Not
chickens.
right
And
away,
goatees.
but later down the road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not right away.
Yeah.
Once let's get our house established, built first.
And then we want to have, hopefully within 5 years, we're hoping we'll have like 2 kids by then.
Yeah.
If
Unless you
things
have
go our
twins right
way,
away.
Yeah, honestly.
I will be, of
Happy.
course, happy.
Very, very happy.
Very happy.
It'd be pretty fun, I'm not
About
gonna
that.
lie.
We would definitely have to move down to.
Yeah, we would need some
Yeah.
help.
Yes.
I would need
We-
some emotional support.
Yeah, we would move
Yeah.
down. Well,
Oh, can I
We've
get that in
talked about
writing?
that.
You guys heard that.
yes.
If I get twins, they're moving to Idaho.
Watch
man.
that happen.
And Ben's like, what did you do?
Yeah.
And right
Hey, we've been
now.
talking about it too, so.
No, we have.
I mean-
Awesome. If things would go our way.
Yes. So we'll see. But yeah, they're moving, and then we're staying put for a little bit right now, but we'll see what happens, and
Yeah.
stay happens soon though too. Yeah, that'll be fun though for you guys.
That'd
I'm
be
excited.
fun.
Yeah, we have a lot of
I'm really
adventures
excited.
coming.
Yeah, you guys can come visit and stuff and
Yeah.
hang
Heck
out.
yeah.
We're gonna do so many.
You guys
Oh,
will
yeah.
visit once and then buy rent.
Then you're gonna own the property next to
Bye.
us.
Before we leave,
Yeah.
we'll be having a land.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna own some
Be like-
property by the time you're out.
We'll
Already
put up
got
a
an
little.
offer.
We'll put up a little teepee if we need to for
Yeah.
shelter.
Perfect.
We'll be living in a tent for a couple months. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
It's all good.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll be
do it.
visiting you guys a lot.
No,
Yeah.
it's beautiful
Yeah,
out in that
we will.
area.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
gonna be
excited.
great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
yeah.
that's it.
yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to add?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
No.
Thanks for
Yeah,
watching.
thanks for
Yeah,
having us on
thanks
your
for
little
watching.
podcast.
I know,
Yeah.
that was very
So
fun.
fun.
That was a
Our
blast.
first guest on here.
Yeah, I
That's
love that
right.
you guys
Probably
have
will
podcasts.
see him a lot more though. So.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
Especially on our road trip that we're
Mm.
Oh yeah, we're
So,
going on a
You
11
guys
day
have
road
to stay
trip.
tuned for that. That'll
We
be
don't
fun.
know where we're going yet.
Yeah.
Maybe
We
throw
were
in
gonna go
some
to Banff.
suggestions. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
let me give you a heads up. Passports are taking a long time.
Yeah.
So if you need a passport, go
Yeah.
get it done.
Go get
You're
it
probably
done.
a little late.
Yeah, it's probably too late. But
If
This
you
is your
have-
friendly reminder.
If,
Yeah.
If you have
have your local
a road
passport.
trip or anything, in like July, you're out of luck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too bad. You're not going anymore.
Sorry.
So change
If it's
your
been
trip.
on your mind,
Unless
you
you're
better go
doing
do it.
Expedia to like
Yeah.
paying $300.
No, even so, even if you expedite it, we were gonna pay to do that.
Yeah, no.
And it's still not. We
Okay,
still
good.
might not get it.
No,
We
This-
were gonna go to Banff.
you're done.
Video's actually been sponsored by
The U.S.
The
Postal
passport.
Service, U.S. passport.
Expediting
Expedition.
your
Expediting your
passport.
passport.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for coming to It's Friday Nighttime Podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Oh, was that okay?
Yeah. Okay. You want to do it again?
No,
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay.
That's okay.
Good night.
Good. Good night.
Good night.
That was good. That was actually really good.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Oh
look at
god,
that.
I'm sure I said some shit that's probably like, ooh, I don't know.
47, that's it, huh?